Welcome to the Windows and Computer channel, and I wanted to kind of update a video about the future of Windows. We do these from time to time because Microsoft is an ever-evolving company, and things that we took for granted, things that we thought were the norm or the new norm or whatever, change all the time. And basically, it's very interesting because we're getting a lot of interesting signals of some kind of change in what's coming up in Windows right now. So, of course, for those that follow on the Insider channel, you knew what we were testing. We're testing out the future of Windows. We are testing out 19H2. We're testing out 20H1. But there's some interesting things happening right now with the Insider channel that and with some of the kind of the rumors we're listening and hearing about the future of Windows 10. So, of course, we talk about Windows 10 X. I had a video talking about it. We talk about the future of Windows, as we move on. And one of the things that, of course, insiders are kind of wondering is why we have so little new features in the latest versions of Windows 10. So, there are some rumors that Windows 10 20H1 is probably very close already to be feature complete. That means that we might not have a lot more new features within that version that is supposed to be early 2020. I don't know if it has to do with the Windows 7 operating system that will be, we just talked about it in the previous video where in January 2014, Windows 7 is going to be retired. There are rumors that 20H1 will be something coming up very, very early next year. And that it's feature complete and they're kind of working on it, kind of really working out the bugs, anything more than anything else. And it also shows us, because even 20H2, which is coming later in the year, might be earlier than expected. One of the interesting aspects of this is that they seem to be focusing differently on Windows suddenly. And I don't know, but there's so many things changing, including, Donna Sarkar, the head of Insiders, is now moving on in Microsoft. We are kind of starting to wonder if they're not going to change how the future versions of Windows come out. Focus less on new features and focus more on just having Windows 10 updated with, some of the new technologies that we use, but maybe not see as many new features that we had in the past. I think that's going to be a big change in the future of our Windows 10 operating system. When the testing for 20H1 began, we were told that, they were testing in advance because there's a lot of big changes coming up that would be implemented. To find out now in almost November of 2019 that there's really not that much actually happening in new features. There's very little new features in 20H1 compared to 19H2, and very little new features in 19H2, which is coming out November 12th, to the May 2019 update. And it would seem that the May 2019 update could be one of the last big versions that had enough new features, really. And that now we're going to be much more in a let's just make Windows 10 work and be a great operating system rather than shove it with tons of stuff people don't use. And that's going to be interesting for the future. I think 2020 is a turning point in Windows 10. It will have reached 5 years. 2015 to 2020, 5 years. Time really flies. And I think the fact that they changed the team, they sent that to a different place for the Windows development. No more official Windows, theme, basically. Also, the fact that Donna Sarkar is gone. Sometimes you might think, has she been kind of suggested to go? And there's still no head of Insiders. It's kind of weird. But I think 2020 is going to be interesting. And I think maybe these versions are going to be cleaner, and maybe they kind of understood that this should be a better, stable operating system as priority rather than let's shove a ton of new features that people don't use and have tons of bugs in it. So we'll be, of course, keeping an eye on what's happening, because I think we are on the verge of some changes in how Windows 10 is distributed and when things are going to happen. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.